The following is a Sick Side Studios production.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hurry, turn your headphones up. Because I am about to put it in your ear holes. My name is Cy, and you're getting locked in the padded cell. Yes, the padded cell is that podcast that you tune into every now and again, created by you and put together by yours truly. As I said, my name is Cy, and I will be your host for this segment. Very cool special segment. Who would have thought Hassan con Sazon is back all the way from Jacksonville, Florida? And we have a very, very special guest calling in, Brando, our co-commissioner. So we will be having both commissioners on the show. Thank you guys for all the love that you've been showing on the page. Gotta leave a comment. Let us know you love us. Let us know you hate us, as people oftenly do. If you want to be on the show, let us know. There is a line, so take a number. But special people would be given priorities, so hit us up. And if you find yourself on the show and you got locked in. Alright, without further ado, I want to jump right into things. In studio, we have all the way from Jacksonville, now I'm residing in Orlando, Florida. Jason, my man, Hassan con Sazon, step in, bro. How's it going, man?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
That's him giving you his best Mexicanito. Also joining us on the line, special hotline request. Brando is on the line with us. Say what up to the people, homie.
What's going on, everybody? How's everything going?
Talking a little bit of fantasy football. I wanted to get Brandon on the line, though, because this guy knows a thing or two about a thing or two. So, anything specific you guys wanted to cover or talk about?
Well, dude, it's funny that you took this podcast up because, honestly, for the last couple of years now, me and Kyle have been talking about it just amongst the two of us. We just talk so much to one another that we should have our own podcast just so everybody can hear all the we talk to each other. And you having your podcast just gives us that outlet, man. So I just want to say thanks for giving us.
Bro, I love it. I love being able to do this. It's cool because it's fun. It's what I do. So I do it for my people anyways. When I look out for my audience, it's you guys. So it makes total sense to be able to do it.
Man of the people. You know
what I mean? People's champ.
Yeah, man. So what do you want to get into first? Because honestly, it's football season and the conversation can go on for days. I know. But you probably have a limited amount of time. So I want to look at start with my home team Dolphins or go by position.
No Dolphins. No, we're not covering anything Dolphins. No Tannehill.
Okay.
Dolphins. Get out of here. I gotta take this from you guys when I say anything Bucks.
So I'll start with the Dolphins then. All joking aside, though, there are 5 quarterbacks last year that had double-digit fantasy points in all but one game. Ryan Tannehill was one of those 5. It was Breeze, Tannehill, Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and one more, most likely Peyton. And this is for a young kid in the league, man. That's a lot to be said for somebody with just starting off with a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson just got, 4 years for 87, and Tannehill got 6 years for 96. So we got Tannehill for an extra 2 years for only $10 million more.
Exactly.
I mean, I love that investment. And for fantasy-wise, when you give a quarterback confidence, he doesn't have to worry about getting benched or whatever.
Yeah.
I see his numbers continuing to go up.
That's true, man. I see. I think he's good. Man. I think he's good. It's funny. Who'd you say?
Devontae.
That's right. See, there's a lot of things that chime in with that too. Who's his receivers on that team now? It's changed, right?
We got Jarvis Landry, who was almost rookie of the year last year. We got the veteran in the locker room, Greg Jennings.
That's right.
And Devontae Parker.
Greg Jennings
coming in on the way whenever he gets fully healthy.
Wow, man. See, so you guys actually, bro, you know what? That was the thing, too. I remember sitting down with Smurf. It was like, wow, if we could just give Tannehill something to work with, he might actually produce something nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's got good potential, man. Making that move for Jordan Cameron instead of sticking with Charles Clay, the contracts are exactly the same. The money's the same. The years are the same. Jordan Cameron just got 4 concussions in the last 3 years, and Charles Clay didn't. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Possible, bad move by the front office, but we'll see how that happens. But if he's healthy, that's a good weapon for Tannehill also, because he's a pro bowler, and he's a deep threat too down the middle.
All right, so you think highly of Tannehill? We can say that much so far. Fantasy wise, where do you put him?
Without a doubt, he's in the top 10. And it's obviously a stretch to say top 5 because
Ooh.
He's still new in the league, but I would absolutely not be surprised if he finishes top 5. I'm not going to expect him to, but I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes top 5.
Are you saying that you're not a fan of Tannehill?
I'm a huge fan, but I kept that out of my now.
I wanted to ask you, when in considering defense, what do you look for in fantasy?
So defense hit you the most points by turnovers. You create turnovers with pressure up front and with big guys in the back willing to take risks. So
I feel like with injuries and everything like that, that's a revolving door. You pick you swap them out. You pick the one. A lot of it depends on sometimes matchups. You see what I'm saying? That's a waiver wire situation all day. Sometimes, you feel me?
Yeah, I mean, every year I've gone that route with a rotating door, playing whoever's playing against the Buffalo Bills or against the Jaguars. That's who I'm taking. There's 1 or 2 situations a season where you should stick with your defense throughout the year. Lately it's been Seattle. Before that it was Kansas City for a little bit.
Right.
The Dolphins have the pressure to put them up front. I wouldn't stick with them as, reach them early in the draft. A lot more positions on your roster that you need to fill before you start picking defenses. But hey, that's just my opinion.
Definitely. Cool. Jason has a question for you.
Hey, Brandon, I know one of the things I've been looking at this year in fantasy, and honestly, I'm still puzzled, man. I can't even put together a top 5. What do you think about running backs this year? Can you give a little rundown on who you may think may come up or who's going to stay up at the top? Just a little bit on your thoughts on that.
I had this conversation last week, and in the beginning of the conversation, I was like, this is an easy question. Why does this guy look so puzzled? But then I was scratching my head. Who am I going to put into the list? It's so crazy because DeMarco just has one of the best seasons of all time, but I trust him now less than before because he's on Philly and, that Chip Kelly offense, look what it did to LaShawn McCoy, concussion after concussion, same with Darren Sproles, it's just, it's a question mark, and maybe it'll bite me in the ass, if I don't take him. I just feel a little more unsure about him. So who I would put in front of him, Jamal Charles. I feel like he's the safest bet in the league right now at running back. Matt Forte, he's going to be a workhorse no matter what. Jay doesn't have Brandon Marshall, and
Jay Cutler doesn't have anything, bro. He's got nothing. He's got pretty ties. That's what he has.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the biggest contract in the NFL, and that's it. He can't throw the ball to his money all day. Those are probably the top 2. AP is still AP. I don't care if he's taking a year off. He's a monster, and he's a freak. And
bro, I love AP, bro.
AP could definitely jump ahead of Forte for number 2. But those top 3, they're all very tight. So I'm not going to put them in order, but those are the top 3. What's it called? Le'Veon Bell. He's out for the first 2 games now. I think he got lowered from 3 to 2.
Yeah, so I think it's 2. What's his issue now? He's a pothead, something like that.
Yeah, choking it up.
Stone him.
That's not a big deal.
No, but I'm saying he's suspended the first 2 games.
It's stupid. Being suspended doesn't really kind of kill my chances to probably taking him if I had a good solid pick somewhere in the middle somewhere. But even then, I don't even know if I would go for running back. What I'm saying is that the 2 suspensions doesn't hurt my opinion on him. You see what I'm saying? I know he's still going to do damage when he works, so I can work with those first 2 weeks. I can still do damage when he comes back. You feel me?
Yeah, no, I agree 100%, man. I'm definitely going to take that hit the first 2 weeks. He's a monster, and the best part about his game is Big Ben.
Right.
Which brings me to my number 1 wide receiver this year. It's going back to my boy, yours truly, Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown.
Yours truly.
That's right.
Yours truly.
That is right.
Hey, how are you, Antonio Brown? On the line with us, ladies and gentlemen, from Heinz Field. Antonio Brown, how's it going? Yours truly. How are you, man? How's your money?
Oh, man.
Nah, but yeah, I totally feel you. Yeah, I love you a lot, but one day I might actually, I don't know, I might steal him from you. I might just take him with whatever pick I got. I might just say, hey, Antonio Brown.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wanted him last year. It was nice to have him.
Nah, that's not my guy. I like Antonio Brown a lot, but you guys know who I freaking scowl for.
Yeah, yeah. We all know that. You can absolutely.
Whatever, man. All right, so now that we've kind of delved into the range of receivers, who do you like in the receiver land?
All right, so receiver land, I mean, so Kyle kind of touched on something that was, where's ODB going to land, right? Was that first season just people didn't, know what to expect from him, they didn't know how to cover him, or is he just that nasty? And he's that nasty. talent doesn't just come out of, like, oh man, I got lucky today. I made this best catch possibly in NFL history. Like, he's got ginormous hands and it's like Spider-Man grips. Whatever it touches, it catches.
No, you're right. I see that. I can't deny that. I'm a hater.
But he's got Eli Bowen to him, though. And,
that's what it is.
This thing.
Eli just sends bad mojo for me. So I automatically look at O'Delly, and I'm like, nah, bro.
Yeah, so, top wide receivers, Antonio Brown, and this isn't in order, but it kind of is. Antonio Brown, between Calvin and Dez.
Yeah.
Calvin and Dez and Demarius, honestly. Those three can be in the same group, in my opinion. I think Antonio Brown's I think the other three are more talented, more athletic, more gifted, but Antonio's more consistent. And I think he's got the more consistent quarterback behind him.
No, I agree.
That's why Antonio ahead of all the other ones. They all have more potential. But Demarius and Dez coming off a big contract right now, it doesn't guarantee that they're going to dip in stats this year. But,
Hey, Brandon, I got a question for you, man. I know last time when I was in, I touched up a little bit, kind of hit on running backs a little bit. We hit on wide receivers a little bit. But what do you think about the positions to come this upcoming year as far as team-wise go? I know I was talking about the Colts a little bit. I touched on the Broncos. Are there any big offenses you expect to blow up this year? Just like on a team basis, teams we can look at with the players later on?
I think that the 49ers have a pretty good opportunity to have just a revamped, fresh start at their offense. Like, they've been so underproductive.
I wouldn't even thought of that.
With the talent they have, they should have won 20 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. But getting rid of a couple pieces here and there and a couple of changes in the locker room, they have a chance. Nothing they're going to do, but they have a chance to just come out with a new look. And having that new look could just be like, the jump start that they need to get to where they...
Yeah, good point.
But besides them, assuming Carson Palmer can stay healthy...
Carson Palmer, bro.
If he can stay healthy, Arizona is electrifying. Carson's got the best starting record for any quarterback in the last, 4 years. But that's also in part because he gets injured all the time, so...
Let me ask, how much faith do you have in their defense? Because fantasy-wise, when I think Carson Palmer, I think he's good for at least 2 pick sixes a game. So when I think his defense is going to spend a lot of time on the field, it's like, I might actually eye for that defense that week.
Yeah, that's not a bad point. You're right. He throws the ball a lot, so usually you throws a pick in there for sure. But you say the same about Brady. Brady throws the ball a ton. He's going to get picked off once. Interesting thing is, Tannehill only got picked off 12 times last year.
Bro, Tannehill, man, how do we always go back to this guy? How does this happen? That's what happens when you put 2 Dolphin fans in the same episode, guys, with your
This is the time of the year where the Dolphins fan can be hopeful and be excited.
In September, it's done.
Nothing bad has happened yet.
I'll let you guys have a little bit of a voice today. Yeah, you say you had a question for us?
Yeah.
What's up?
All right, so I want your opinion on this. So, Jimmy Graham going to Seattle, all right?
Yes!
On one hand, he's caught the most red zone passes of anybody in the league in the last 3 years. But, on the other hand, Beast Mode not getting red zone touches was one of the reasons why he was, about to leave or retire or go somewhere else. Russell Wilson is not nearly as productive as Drew Brees. That's an understatement. Everybody seems so hyped up that this is going to be better for Jimmy, but I see it being worse. I'm not saying he's going to do bad, but I think people that are expecting him to put up New Orleans numbers in the Seattle-style offense that they have there, I don't see it happening. He's going to get his touchdowns, but he's not going to get his 100 yards a game and 2 touchdowns like Jimmy Graham's used to. What do you guys think about it?
All right, see, I love Jimmy Graham, and I think Seattle's not really a pass-heavy. They're not known to be a pass-heavy offense. But I think they're going to kind of change the identity of that team because Beast Mode is getting a little bit old. You know what I mean? So sooner or later, they're going to have to start reaching for something else. You're going to have to start doing something else. Switch it up a little bit. And I think this is a nice route to go for sure because I believe in Jimmy Graham a lot. And I think he's got a lot to offer, especially with a quarterback like Russell Wilson, who's so talented. He can do so much. He can, and even if something's not working out, he's able to do a little bit with his feet as well, and kind of alleviate a little bit from the backfield too. So Jason was actually out of the room. He just actually jumped right back in. but he was asking about the Seattle situation with Jimmy Graham and the ups and downs, the pros and cons and whatnot. What do you think of their situation?
They traded an O-lineman, a Pro Bowl O-lineman, and in my book, when I'm building a team, I build from O-line and D-line, and that will cost them because Russell Wilson is a 6'2" quarterback, and he only needs the best O-lineman. You heard it here first. Drew Brees will be protected this year, and Russell Wilson will not.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you just said, Jason.
Boom.
I made this comparison earlier today, and I'm sorry for bringing up Tannehill again, but I think if you put no, check it out. Check it out. If you put Tannehill on the Seahawks the last 2 years, they still get this Super Bowl and win. If you put Wilson on the Dolphins the last 2 years, he wins 2 games this season.
Why?
The defense, right? Like on Seattle's defense. Without that, I think more flaws from Wilson might have been, was shedding light on there. And without the defense, opposing defense was worrying so much about Marshawn, Wilson might have had to rely on his arm a little more. And he didn't have the best wide receivers there. And I'm not saying he can't throw. It's just not his strength. He is a dual threat. That's his strength.
Gotcha.
But he needs the right mix for his style to be effective. And luckily for him, he has it in Seattle and it's working. But, if you move a couple pieces like they've been doing, you got to be very, very careful not to throw that balance off. Because like Jay said, you get rid of an all-pro center for someone to boost their offense when the offense really wasn't an issue. It's starting to mess with the formula.
Right.
Not only that, but they also gave up a first-round pick and Max Unger for Jimmy Graham. So the Breeze were able to fortify with an all-pro center and a first-round guard. That'll change around any offensive line. Ask anybody. And it all starts up front in the trenches. If you give Drew Brees some time, he's going to deliver touchdowns. He's going to deliver Super Bowls.
Brandon, what do you want to do? Any league notes you want to give out? You want to say or anything you want to mention? Do you want to mention the teams? Like who's on?
All right, so we figured that since our league already has a constitution, right? That's already one step to being like a government. So we might as well add a system of checks and balances also, right? So we got the commissioner, that's like the president, executive branch. So now we need somebody who's going to look out for the ethical, legal side. So we figured we'd get the one guy in our league who went to law school to be the ethics chairman, right? He's going to oversee, make sure nothing shady happens. And if it does, basically just harass that guy.
Exactly.
Shame him in front of everybody.
All right. And this guy is?
Andrew Mercer.
Sweet.
Product of St. Thomas Law School, right? I don't know, something like that. He's a man of the law. We'll call him the sheriff of the fantasy.
Good, I like it.
And then the other spot, we got treasurer. So who better than that than somebody who's got years of experience working with money? And I suggested the names of Kenny, Greg, and Jason, since they're both all on that field.
Which one of them are Jew? None of them. Damn. So yeah, no, I agree with those guys too. We could tell any three of those guys. I vote Kenny. Boom.
Probably gonna be Jason.
Okay, never mind. Let's do it. Rock and roll.
One more note.
Go ahead.
Week 1 of the regular season, Ryan Tannehill and the Miami Dolphins are gonna be up in DC to play the Redskins. That's how much they love me. They're traveling to see me.
How did this guy come back up in conversation? We're trying to do an outro, and this guy is bringing Tannehill up again. It's amazing.
It's the Dolphins, and preseason is the best time for the Dolphins because nothing's gone on yet.
So, you heard it here first. Sick aside with our commissioners of our league with their fantasy outlooks. Again, this is no professional opinion. This is just a couple of guys fooling around. And hit us up with any questions, concerns, or comments. thepadded101.wordpress.com. Brando, anything you want to leave with the people?
Kyle's not going to win this year. I'm going to stop the floor with him.
Apparently, you're looking forward to your matchup with Kyle.
Yeah, I think I made that kind of clear.
Kind of clear, sure.
Kyle.
I always look forward to my matchup with Smurf.
Gabriel Bernal has been very annoying to me this offseason. I'm going to just pummel the floor with his ass. I cannot wait. It's going to be momentous. I don't think he's ever finished higher than 8th, and all he does is bitch. I cannot wait.
Jason, I knew you were going to say that.
Hey guys, if you're checking this out, I want you guys to hit us up with your favorite rival. What's the matchup you like looking forward to? Something tells me Kyle's going to be the guy for a lot of us. Because he's just the champ, and he's, I think, twice already, right?
Once and a half.
Once and an asterisk. Alright, so thank you guys for hitting us up. This This is available for whenever, so hit me up whenever, guys.
Bro, thanks.
Later, man.
Later.
thepaddedcell101.wordpress.com. Like us on Facebook. Check us out on the YouTube. Go ahead and just search The Padded Cell Podcast. That's it. I think that's it. Check us. I don't even know what the next episode is going to be. I think it might be an interview with John, the self-proclaimed fantasy king. That should be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that one. Till then, catch you later, freaks.